Hey everyone, thanks for joining. It's a lucky week. We have Kurt in his office, the fancy background I know everyone loves. So exciting update I know we're doing today. We're talking about QPlay. But first things first, Kurt, how are you?
I'm doing good, Jason. It's been a while.
Yeah, been a while for sure, for sure. Missed the Elvis background, fresh off the movie too, all sorts
Yeah,
of stuff.
yeah. I got the trophies, the Hall of Shame behind me.
Oh, no way. Well, look, exciting update. Obviously awesome PR, Q Play. Figure maybe we do a great little intro. Maybe you want to kick it off, with what is
Sure.
Q Play, and then we
Yeah,
can kind of
sure.
go from there.
Yeah, I mean, QPlay's an app. Okay, so at the end of the day, it's an app, and I know nobody's going to jump out of their chair going, "Oh my God, they made an app." The purpose of QPlay is multifold. The first thing is that QPlay aggregates all five current channels that we run in India. So Q Hindi, Q Marathi, Q Kahania, which is all animation, Q Comedy Stand, which is all comedy, and Q GameX, which is our recently launched all gaming channel. All five of those channels are all in the app. The app is also free. There's no registration that you need to do. You don't need to put in a credit card. You don't need to go through any of that. You download it, you open it up, and it plays. Okay. It's free, it's super easy, and it's all ad supported. That's what we're offering. Why are we doing that? We're doing that because we currently reach roughly plus or minus about 125 million young Indians every week. Okay, that's a huge number. I mean, one of the hardest things to do on the planet Earth is to get a big audience to come through your front door. And that's why so many of these, companies that have become so valuable, whether it's a Facebook or Yahoo or Google or whoever, when they have this mass group amount of people that are coming through, what do they do with that? They figure out ways to monetize it. That's what the game is all about. So we're in the process, we've been in the process up until this point of building that audience base up. And we continue to want to build that audience base. And I've said to you before that our goal by the end of this year is to get that as close as humanly possible to 200 million people that are walking through our front door of our products every week. In order, and how we get there, we'll get there with the new channels we've launched, et cetera, et cetera. But the point of all of it is that QPlay is our first move into Q, the company, having a direct one-on-one relationship with our customer base. And so do we expect all 125 million people to have QPlay? Well, that would be great. We would like that. That might be an outer goal that we're going for, but no, we're not. But what we want to do is to start to build up the idea of having millions of those 125 and ultimately 200 million people who have QPlay on their phone, on their laptop, on their connected TV, whatever it may be. And as we build that direct relationship with the end user, the opportunities to monetize and engage with them open up dramatically.
Yeah, I'm trying to, it's hard to fathom how massive 200 million people are, let alone 125 million. Sitting here just outside of Toronto in my small Canada, in comparison, you have four times the size of Canada watching your channel every single week is pretty wild. And super exciting to hear additional monetization, strategies really being put into place. I put together just a couple of questions, rapid fire that I was kind of seeing
Sure.
being asked here. So to kind of dive in, I see, why do you see it as being important to the overall business model? And don't you already have a lot of distribution?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great question. Yes, we do have a lot of distribution, and that's what drives 125 million people a week seeing what we've got because we're on platforms that all told, if you took all the platforms that we're on and put them together, we reach we have the potential audience of over 800 million people every week. Okay. That's our potential audience if you took the user base of all these platforms. But the thing is we do it through those platforms. So we're reliant on whatever that third-party distributor is to be able to get to them. In addition to that, it's the platform that has the direct customer relationship, not us. So if we're on a cable or satellite entity, yes, we get their users to come in when they choose to watch our channel, but we don't own that customer. And so the whole reason for QPlay is that, I mean, this isn't going to be a game changer for us in the next 60 days. This is the beginning of rolling it out, taking advantage, promoting it, getting the start of an audience. Like I say, our goal is to get millions of those 125 to 200 million people, not all of them. Yeah, it would be great to get all of them, but that's an unrealistic thing to think about, you know, in an immediate sense. But what happens is that we had an announcement not that long ago of a company called Starlifter that we're working with data and how to collect all of our data and how to start to target what we're doing more specifically to certain time blocks and audiences and people, which ultimately provides more value and higher levels of monetization because you can charge a brand or advertiser more money to reach a specific targeted audience. So what this is all about, and by the way, this is what Disney Play is all about. This is what Netflix is all about. This is why Netflix is going ad supported, because they have so much data that they can use and monetize at such a high level. This is what Amazon Prime is all about. This is what all these things are all about. The difference with QPlay is that we're free. Okay, so we're completely free. And we're basically frictionless in terms of downloading the app. It's not like you have to enter anything. You just download it and you open it up and you start watching. And so we think that being frictionless on that level, but also us being the owners of all the stuff that's happening there and collecting all that data on a first party basis is where we're going to really be able to create value of that as we go forward as a business. We're not going to leave all of our traditional distribution. There's always that sort of fine line between, you know, when do you pull the ripcord and do this and do that? And companies wait for long periods of time to do this. We're just offering this as another alternative. You can watch all the channels on a smart TV in their regular grid, or if you're just a big Q fan and you're a young, you know, teenage Hindi kid and you want to watch all the Q channels, you can download the app and they're right in front of you, and then you can watch it when you're not home on the TV and you've got it on your phone.
Yeah. Wow. Exciting times. And kind of hearing the strategies feels like it's, you know, we're moving into you know, adding a large portion in kind of that direct to consumer, you know, side, which, you know, we've gotten questions before. I know we've covered them in kind of Q&As, but do we want to kind of dive into maybe a little bit more on how this supports, you know, that direct to consumer kind of, you know, eventual vision, or at least piece of the business?
Yeah, well, because we sometimes talk before we go onto the call, I can't reveal everything, but you know, we're direct to consumer is a big thing for us. Our strategy was always to ride on the backs of other platforms that have large audiences, build up that audience base around our branded identity, whether it's Q Hindi, Q Marathi, Q Kahania, Q Comedy Stand, Q GameX, and more to come. Okay. And then take that, we can monetize it through social commerce by selling goods and services to them. We can monetize it by more effective advertising for brands against that. And there's a whole bunch of things that we can start to do that can begin to drive that. Now, mind you, I'll say it again, we might only have 1 million users, you know, whatever it is 3 months from now versus 100 million plus that are happening in this other area. So there's still going to be time that's going to, we're not going to get 100 times the value overnight in terms of what the monetization is. But this is about building it. We've been working on this obviously for a while. This isn't something that just kind of got launched last week. And so we've been headed in this direction for a while. We feel that we've got, I've talked before, I think, with you about what we call our loudspeaker, our foghorn, which is our ability to blast messaging out to a large number of people that are in a specific demographic and market. This is the first step that we're going to do to start to utilize that and leverage that. And you can assume that soon, maybe even sooner than later, you're going to hear more announcements about ways that we intend on doing that. Really a little bit in Q4, but mostly going into 2023 and beyond.
Exciting times for the Q. No, I know we're overdue to do a deeper dive with Jace as well. So I always want to invite people.
Yeah, we haven't been. I know we've all been. Well, this is one of the reasons you haven't seen me for a while. I've been busy.
Yeah, no, always want to invite people. Hey, if you've got questions, please drop them below. We will do a deeper dive. I promise it's coming. We'll make sure Jace hops on as well and kind of go through some tech stuff. But look, congratulations on producing something like this. Exciting times to see the users start to transition over. Is there anything else kind of Q Play related we wanted to get into this video?
No, I think the way people should look at it is it's launching with 5 streaming channels and VOD content, et cetera, on it. I think the way people should look at it, that's just the beginning. The app is being designed to have a lot more that's going to be dropped into it as we continue to expand what's there. So people should expect that there'll be future announcements about things that we're going to do to leverage the penetration of the app.
Amazing. I love it. The, end phrase there, just the beginning. Well, awesome. Well, as always, really appreciate you joining, and always want to say, if anyone's got any questions, please drop them below. We'll make sure we do a Q&A video here soon.
Perfect.
Thanks.
Okay. Thanks, Jason.